It is said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Ducks will kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it out. It's Young. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Just a hair too much on it from this big-arm sophomore quarterback. Guys, let's talk for a minute about Notre Dame. They're coming off an appearance in the national championship game last year, and you know they're looking to get back.
Yeah, they're motivated to take the next step. And, David, they feel like they've upgraded to several key positions this year, hoping that they can take it that one next step and win the Natty this season.
Yeah, it was one thing to get there, but, man, do you get even hungrier when you've got there and you had to watch the other team celebrate. So a good chance to take out some demons, start this year off good, and maybe forget about last year's finish.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Rides to back and leaves it. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Stadium this size makes so much noise. You can't hear yourself think on 3rd down here in Autzen. Here's the pressure. And pass not closes. He got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Irish send out the punt unit. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. He'll field the punt and look for room. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Offense in a bunch formation. From the shotgun, the inside give. At the 45 on his way. Flying down the right side. Touchdown, Oregon. Once he got a step, it was all over right to the house. You know they love their track at Oregon, and when the gun goes off and he hits open field, he is headed to the tape, and he was burning by the time he hit the end zone.
And they've had guys year after year with serious track speed. They'll get you the small runs, lull you to sleep, and then boom, they make those big plays because they got big-time playmakers with speed at running back.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. They've got the screen set up. At the 35, he's loose. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds.
Well, they pick up the first down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there, allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely baited their guys, made them think that they got beaten, that they were going to get the sack, and then they sneak the running back screen right in behind them and pick up the first.
After the big play to start, now they are on the move at their own 45. Looking to throw on first down. Gets it to him on the screen. No, sirree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
And on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
Notre Dame has made this second down play much more difficult after going backwards. Motion from the wideout. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Facing quite a challenge here on 3rd and a mile. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. 3rd and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on 4th down. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Notre Dame. The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deafening on this 3rd down. Just keeps slinging it. Rushes on him. And they can't make the play on 3rd down. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. They'll go to the ground. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
Well, after ripping off a big-time run on his opening carry, a negative play this time around, and this is going to be key. They're going to keep giving him the ball, and they need him to have more positive plays than negative ones if they're going to win.
Moore will throw. Got a man, it's Moore. And he's down after the short completion. He did not make it to the first down marker.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Now on third down for this offense. Quarterback making checks. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
Well, I love the job by the coaching staff there defensively, matching the personnel of the offense, putting their dime package out on the field. So you bring out the extra defensive back, you're anticipating a pass, perfect timing to run that personnel, and you get the pick.
Let's see what they have dialed up as this drive starts from the 29-yard line. Using his legs, it's Love. Couldn't find a lane, a pickup of 1 to the 31.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Back to pass. Under fire. Snagged in the middle. It's Fields. They get him at the 42, but he picked up 10 there.
Man, it's nice having a QB that is going to hang in there. You could tell, hanging in there, he knows he's going to get hit, right? If I'm going to get hit, I might as well make a completion. Great job hanging in there, throwing the football on target and getting the completion.
This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. The RPO, it's complete. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down.
The biggest rule change for me, if I could make one in all of college football, would be illegal man downfield. And when they run these RPO plays and those linemen start to creep further and further down the field, I would love for the refs to call those more often. It's a cheating play, basically, running these RPOs. So hard to stop. Nice execution by the offense, but probably cheating too.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And there was no space, nowhere to go. That play went absolutely nowhere.
Sometimes you just need a dude to show up and make a play, and he did.
And sometimes you just need to block that dude, and they didn't.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Rides the back on the option, the give. Oh, a lot of space. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. On the snap, it's Love. And this is blown up, going nowhere as the defense was ready for the Wildcat. Really need to pick up some yardage this time on 2nd and long. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Really need to find a productive play this time on 2nd and long. Softened him up with a run, and now to throw. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. Fires to the wideout. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on 3rd down here in Autzen. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. What do? You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
On 4th and 11, they decide to go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Trying to escape and get it himself. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself?
And defensively, you've got to know this guy, man. He's got some wheels to him. He'll get outside the pocket. You can't let him outside the cage. Those ends have to do a good job of keeping contained. When you lose it, this is what happens. He can get outside, can scramble, and can get 1st downs.
Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. This quarterback part of their running game. This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3. Got some work to do on 2nd down after that last one. They need 13. Leaves it with the running back. Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line.
Well, as this offense is trying to find their rhythm and try and get on the scoreboard here, trailing 7-0, it's been the running game that has gotten them into position in this drive, right? You're down in the red zone now. It looks like the quarterback's probably going to have to do his part and make a big throw. Let's see if he can do it.
3rd down, red zone play. Crowd alive. Try to get it to the edge. Nice move to pick up yardage. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there.
The closer you get to the end zone, the more you start to bring big bodies on the field, right? The field shrinks. I'm worried about you running the football, particularly up the middle. But how about the offense? Does a nice job tossing the ball on the perimeter, going out there, getting some positive yards, trying to get 7. I ain't settling for no field goal.
A 1st down run on the doorstep. And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play.
And I understand what the offense is trying to do. Use the wide side of the field, right? Use all that space, pitch on the outside, get on the edge. But the defense was too disciplined. Great job setting the edge, not letting him get outside, making the big tackle.
And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. This is a design run. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Notre Dame!
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. South Carolina showed its toughness on the road and picked up a crucial victory. And every win counts, don't get me wrong. But the victories outside of the comforts of home can really serve as a springboard. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Caught over the middle. It's Hughes. There he goes. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go. The football had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating an explosive play.
They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Moore to the air. Unloads to the wideout. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Now on the move. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's just, it's so hard to defend.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to adjust the pattern. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Finds his big tight end. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. Sends it back in motion. Little touch pass to the receiver. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. It'll be 3rd and long. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And the Ducks are way behind the sticks on this 3rd and forever. Moore will throw. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
Bend don't break by the defense, right? They've allowed a lot of big plays, but here in the red zone, great job in coverage on that 3rd down, and now the offense is in an interesting situation.
That thing would have hit a spring in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. Quick completion on the out route. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Notre Dame lines up quickly. They'll go to work in the air on second down. The throw to the outside is complete. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Quick completion on the out. He steps out of bounds right at the 45-yard line, and now they're starting to put things together. Looking downfield, and time is running short. He wants to go deep, and he's got it inside the 25. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Kick it off to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Formation for these receivers. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Benson. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Didn't help themselves much on first down. Let's see what they've got on second down from the 20. Let's go. Quarterback making adjustments. Moore to the air. Under fire. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Just going to keep it after the snap. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
Well, this guy's a weapon, throwing it and running it, and you know he's going to try to hurt this defense with his legs.
It puts so much stress on the defensive line to chase him, and the fact that the play is extended so long.
Yeah, if they've got a spy defensively, if someone's athletic enough to run with this guy, that's going to be maybe a sound move moving forward schematically.
Wide receiver comes in motion. From the gun, running back on the move. Oh, he's got some space. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
The Ducks are moving quickly down the field. To the air on first down. Bringing the heat. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Moore will throw. Here's the heat. Hits him inside the 20, still going. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Trying to cap this drive with the pass. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks!
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get him. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Pressure coming. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. Oh, he was in the backfield immediately. A 3-yard loss. The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deafening on this third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down.
And you thought maybe in the second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
Makes the signal, secures the fair catch, and they'll put it in play at the 37. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. He wants to change this route. They'll try to get outside. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Moore to the air. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming in. There it is. Trying to pick up a first down. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Time to take a shot. Makes a grab for a big play. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. They don't seem interested in inching the ball down the field. That big play sets him up. 1st and 10 from the 36. They'll leave it with him. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. Might be calling a hot route. Off play action. Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. He goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and the offense can smell the touchdown from here.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Moore will throw. Chunked it away just as he was hit. Nobody open. He just throws it away, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Wants to go up top. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions had them staring at 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
It's hard for a defense to have to cover so much space. When the offense goes empty, you get receivers and tight ends and running backs lined up out wide. You've got to expand, and it's harder to cover on the back end.
And right down the middle. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone. It's Young. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Gonna run it. It's Love. And he was able to pick his way for just a few yards, and that'll wrap up the 3rd quarter. So the final period starts with a second down play. On the move. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going, but moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
They're going to try to throw for it on third down. Quickly complete.
I think that's an example there on the out route. Receiver just has to know where the first down marker is. You've got to stretch the depth of your route a little bit longer to make sure that once you catch it and you go out of bounds, you've already picked up the first. He wasn't able to do that, and now it sets up 4th and short.
Notre Dame ready to go with another first down. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. After the 5-yard step off, 1st and 15 for this offense. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake.